Yes, Iran continues to add to the win column in World Cup qualifying. On today's episode, we will recap and analyze Iran's match against Kyrgyzstan and share some final thoughts. You know the deal, and you know what time it is. It's time for Team Melli Talk. Team Melli was ready to face Kyrgyzstan in Bishkek. Hey everyone, welcome back to Team Melli Talk. We know what you want, so let's get right to Iran's starting lineup against Kyrgyzstan. Getting the start and goal once again, Alireza Bayramvand. Now for the back line, Mohammadi, Nemati, Kanani, Hardani. Now for the midfielders, Mohebi, Karimi, Ezatollahi, Golizadeh. And of course up top, Taremi and Azmoun. 3 changes in Ghalenoi's starting lineup. Hardani replaces Yousefi at right back, Kanani of course starting for the suspended Khalilzadeh, and Golizadeh replaces Mehdi Gaedi. Another 3-2 win for Iran, and there's this feeling of deja vu because this is the second consecutive match where we could basically describe it as a tale of two halves. But let's begin with the first half. Mehdi Taremi gave Iran a 1-0 lead in the 12th minute. Initial save was made by Tokotayev, but Taremi pounced on the rebound. Saeed Ezatollahi provided the header on a Mohammad Karimi corner kick, and we continue to wonder when Saeed Ezatollahi will score again for Team Melli. After all, it has been 9 years since his first goal for Iran. In the 33rd minute, Saleh Hardani scored his first ever goal for Team Melli on the counterattack after a corner kick from Kyrgyzstan. Sardar Azmoun provided the perfect pass, and Saleh Hardani did the rest. Iran had a 2-0 lead at the half, and of course, things were looking good. But to start the second half, it was Kyrgyzstan that was pressing, being more aggressive, and playing with a heightened sense of urgency. The efforts paid off when Joel Kojo scored in the 51st minute. Another goal on a set piece. This means that Iran has allowed 3 consecutive goals on corner kicks. When we look back at this goal, we can point out horrible defending, basically ball watching. But Alireza Bayramvand was really bad on this goal. This should have been an easy save, and this header from Kojo, it was not the initial header coming off of a corner kick. He actually had time to measure a free header and wasn't pressured at all. This is something that just cannot be forgotten. Let's remember that. Then in the 64th minute, Joel Kojo scored from the penalty spot to make it 2-2. Unbelievable. Saeed Ezatollahi was whistled for the foul in the penalty area on Odiljan Abdurrahmanov. VAR confirmed the penalty, and Kojo did the rest. In the previous match against North Korea, Iran had to play for almost the entire second half with 10 men. But this time, there was no excuse. Let's take a look at player grades from FOTMob. When talking about the outfield players only, it was Ezatollahi and Karimi that had the lowest grades. And I'm not surprised because Ezatollahi and Karimi were basically doing a lot of ball watching, they weren't being aggressive, and Kyrgyzstan actually took a page out of Iran's book by dropping Kojo into the midfield to jumpstart attacks. Nemati and Kanani didn't have horrible performances, but they were shaky at times in the second half. No surprise that Amir Ghalenoi decided to make some changes. Would you believe it? A quadruple switch. And yes, Amir Ghalenoi realized that his defensive midfielders were playing poorly, and that's why he made sure to bring on Mohammad Gorbani and Ruzbeh Cheshmi. And no joke, we obviously will not be able to prove this, but you know that Amir Ghalenoi was doing a little dance in privacy because his favorite move paid off. And I'm talking about the move of bringing on Omi Nurafkan to play at left back and moving Milad Mohammadi over to the right back position. And yes, we saw how well it worked out because he had a beautiful move and his cross was headed home by Sardar Azmoun in the 76th minute to give Iran a 3-2 lead. It would be the winning goal as Iran held on for a 3-2 victory over Kyrgyzstan in Bishkek. Last week, I had 3 men of the match. This time, it's 2 of them, Sardar Azmoun and Milad Mohammadi. Iran remains top of the table with 16 points and maintains its 3-point lead over Uzbekistan. 2 more wins in March will be good enough for Iran to book a spot in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Once again, there are a lot of Team Melli fans that aren't happy about this 3-2 victory over Kyrgyzstan. And look, I'll be one of the first to admit that there are many Team Melli experts that are very, very difficult to please. But look, before getting to the positives and negatives, gotta put things in perspective. You need some of these bad wins sometimes. They're going to happen. If everyone just thinks that every match should be perfect for Iran, well, that's just being overly picky, and you just cannot be satisfied at all, period. Now, starting with the positives, I would say that this was a good win for Iran on the basis that they had a 2-0 lead. They blew that lead, became 2-2, but they found a way to win. It shows mental toughness because they did not lose their focus. Now for the obvious negative. We continue to see inconsistency from Team Melli. Now there is a lot of time before the 2026 FIFA World Cup, but this problem of inconsistency is not a good thing if it continues. If Amir Ghalanoui continues to give very little playing time to Iran's future stars, then I don't see great things happening at the 2026 World Cup. 23 is not the new 18. The bottom line is that Iran's best footballers need to play. And this whole mindset of these guys aren't ready to play yet, it makes no sense at all whatsoever because Iran's veterans also make plenty of mistakes. So like I said, the best players need to play. It's got to be done, or else Iran will be in serious trouble.